What's up everyone, my name is Eric and today I'm going to lead you through a quick 30-minute upper body session. This is a great intro to upper body strength training, but don't worry if you're not a beginner, I'll have plenty of options for you to scale this to make it easier or to make it harder. So this is a follow along workout. I'm going to do every movement with you step by step, starting off with movement number 1, which is standing bridge. I'm going to take a big inhale. I'm going to reach the arms overhead, and then from here what I'm going to do is make sure my arms are nice and tight, covering up my ears, and then I'm going to exhale and I'm going to do a big standing bridge. I'm going to pull my elbows wide all the way till my elbows are into my back pocket. Then I'm going to fold forward. Then I'll take another big inhale all the way up to the top. I'm reaching the arms overhead, trying to keep the elbows nice and locked out. Keeping the core engaged, I'm going to squeeze through my glutes, and I'm just going to reach my arms back. I'm going to pull my elbows all the way into my back pocket, and then just fold over. One more time, big inhale, all the way up to the top, big exhale, all the way to the bottom. From here, I'll exhale it right back up to the top, and then I'm going to drop my left arm and just lean over. Now I like to grab with my left arm, pull on my right arm. So I'm kicking my hip out to the side, and then I'm going to take a big inhale all the way to the top, big exhale to the other side. I kick the hips over. So I use this this trapped wrist so that I can really focus on extending through the elbow, target the lats, and then I'll take a big inhale, big exhale, the opposite side. Now if I'm still looking for more, check this bonus out. I'll take a big inhale, but this time I'm going to cross the foot over. And then when I exhale, I can create a bigger side bend. Right, really opening things up. And then I'm just going to switch sides. I'm going to do one more bonus one because that felt so good. Last one. So from this position, I'm going to come over to a T. We're going to do what's called the Egyptian twist. So with the right shoulder, I'm going to roll the shoulder over, and it's important that I keep the arm long, and I'm going to roll all the way until the palm is facing up. With this arm, I'm going to roll the thumb up until the palm is facing up, and then I'm going to reach both hands away from each other, and I'm going to kick my hip back. And then I'm just going to switch side to side. So I roll the shoulder over, roll the shoulder up, keep the arms nice and long, and I'm always looking towards the side where the palm is rotated up. I'm just going to switch side to side. Right side, left side counts as one. I'm going to do maybe one more each side just for good luck. Then from here, I'm going to stand shoulder width apart, and I'm going to do what's called a hinge and reach. From the hip side, I'm going to tilt my hips back, and I'm going to try to push my hips as far back as possible. From my spine, I'm going to work on keeping my spine upright, and I'm going to avoid folding or rounding in the spine. So I'm going to make my spine nice and long. I'm going to have a neutral head position, and then I'm going to reach my arms overhead. And then I'm just going to come right back to the beginning position. Big inhale, tilt the hips back, reach the arms forward. Hinge and reach. So my goal is to, again, avoid ducking the head down. Right? It may feel like your arms are up higher, but the truth is, you got to reach your arms to your ears, and that's your head to your arms. And then I'm going to hit it again. Big inhale, big exhale. And my goal is to get my thumbs to rotate up and to get flat or horizontal to the ground. One more for good luck. Now we're going to do 2 rounds of this. So I'll go right back into those standing bridge, reach overhead, exhale the elbows into the back pocket, and fold over. Big inhale. Now I'm going a little bit faster now, so that I know the movements. Nice and warmed up, trying to get the heat going, maybe going a little deeper in all of these stretches. And I'm gonna reach over, left side, right side. So again, I'm trying to keep my core engaged here, so I don't want to have a big bow in my back. I want to make sure this is nice and engaged. And then I can also, like I said, play with where I place my foot if I want to increase the stretch. Right into my Egyptian twists. Again, on the second round is when you start to feel the burn. Don't call it a warm up for nothing. Give me 2 more reps. 1 more. Right into those hinge and reach. So again, big inhale, big exhale. Try to reach the arms past the ears. Big inhale, big exhale. The hips as far back as possible. Reach as far forward as possible. Last rep. From here, I'm just gonna fold over. I'm gonna walk the hands out right into a plank position. In this plank position, I'm just gonna play with a couple wrist circles, warming up the wrist. Right? I can even drop down kneeling, flip the wrist over, and I can do some leans. Just trying to open up the forearms and the wrist. We will be spending a lot of time in support today. And then I'm gonna jump on down to my stomach, which is where the activation section begins. 1 minute on the clock for this activation section. I'm going to start off laying down on my stomach, have my arms overhead. From here, what I'm going to work on is reaching my arms forward first, and then lifting them off the ground. Notice how I have my thumbs rotated up. From here, I'm going to take a big circle, trying to scrape my fingernails on the roof behind me, slow and controlled motions. Right about here, I'm going to start to rotate my palms and then place my hands behind my back. I'm going to pinch my shoulder blades, I'm going to lift as much as I can, and then I'm just going to come right back where I came from. Palms are up, rotate the palms, scrape the fingernails on the roof, reach as far forward as you can. These are 1 minute time intervals. Woo! Alright, we got lucky on the first one. We were talking quite a bit. So the next move, we're going to jump into a plank position. I'm going to bring my right arm center, and then I'm going to rotate all through my trunk. I'm going to reach as tall as I can. I'm really struggling through that bottom arm. I pause, I come right back where I came from. Big inhale, I reach under. Big exhale, I reach up. I'm really just opening up the chest, the shoulders, a little bit of bicep. I like to turn my fingers out facing this way and target the biceps a little bit. And again, I'm not sinking in the shoulder. I'm very, very active. I'm also lifting my hips up. And this will warm up the core, really get things going. For today's upper body flow, I'm leaning forward with my shoulders. So I'm avoiding pressing back. I don't want to press back like this. I want to stay stacked over the wrist. And then I'm just shifting and rocking. Again, all these are for 1 minute. I'm going to do 2 sets. Perfect. So on this next one, I'm going to set up. I'm going to press my hips back. I'm going to rotate them out like this. And then from here, I'm going to take a big inhale, big exhale, and I'm going to sink into this side bend. So this is that same stretch that we did a little bit earlier, but a lot stronger. And I'm just going to breathe. I'll take 1 more big inhale. I round the spine, I flatten the spine. I press the hips back, and I just make this arm as long as possible. All right, I think that's somewhere near the 30-second mark. I'm gonna switch over to the other side. Big inhale, big exhale. So I'm trying to lean into this armpit just open everything up. Make sure to smile or it doesn't count. So again, I'm trying to lengthen the spine by driving my chest into the ground. Woo! All right, so that's one round. We're jumping right back into those prone twirls. I'm lying down. This time I'm gonna get the full minute. Have your arms overhead, thumbs facing up, head down. I'm just gonna reach. Big arm circle all the way back. Try to avoid arching here. Keep everything nice and flat. Try to keep all the movement coming from just the shoulders. Big circle all the way back. Make sure the elbows don't bend here. Extend and reach. Make yourself as long as possible. Big pinch. And now we're really getting the body turned up. Starting to increase that shoulder range of motion. This is good for posture. Good to wake up those shoulder blades. Which is key for shoulder health. Oh man, this is the longest minute ever. Stay with me, guys. Long arms, big circles. 1 whole minute worth of movement. You can do it. All right. And then we're gonna switch up. I'm gonna open up the arms, turn the fingers facing out, and then I'm just going to reach under, rotate up. Switching sides each rep. Big inhale, big exhale. Now notice the feet are staggered and they're also pivoting over. That's allowing me to get good rotation. It's allowing me to really lift the hips and just transition side to side. You got this 1 minute worth of movement. Do anything for 1 minute. Stay with me, guys. Leaning forward, and shoulders stacked. Twisted child's poses. So I'm twisted, trapping the arm. That's helping me get nice and long. Really increase this side bend. And if you didn't notice last round, I'm doing about 30 seconds of just kind of active stretching here, shifting and rocking my hips. So this is all in the hips. But as soon as I tilt my hips or round my hips, it definitely changes the stretch. Good. And I'm going to go ahead and shift to the other side. So I trap the arm, rotate the body, and then I just press through. This side is much tighter, but I work on it. And again, I'm trying to tie my breath into it. So when I take an inhale, that's when I come up or relax. When I exhale, that's when I sink into the stretch. And then I'm just going to transition the hips, just lost back and forth, and open everything up. And we survived the activation section. So now we're going to jump into our upper body flow. All right, so this next section is the upper body flow. This is what we've been building up to. The way this section is going to work is we're going to have 3 different movements. We're going to do 1 minute of each movement, and then on the next round, we're going to do a couple sets of the flow all combined together as one upper body flow. Now, the first movement, I'm going to set up with my knees bent, my shins are parallel to the floor, my hands are slightly turned out, and I'm going to lean forward. From here, I'm going to do a push-up. I have one of 2 options. Option 1, drop the knees, perform the push-up. Make sure your chin comes forward to the front of your mat. Then from here, I'm going to walk my feet back just a little bit, and then I'm just going to press back. Then I'm going to walk my feet in, and then I'm going to do a push-up. Now, option B, or option 2, I'm going to keep the knees active, drive them out. Make sure my chin is coming forward, but they're not going to touch the ground. And then I'm just going to do a beast, press back, and then I'm just going to walk it up, knees drive out, perform the push-up. And all of these we're going to do for 1 minute worth of movement. We got about 15 seconds left. Stay with me. Now, I always have the option, if I start getting tired, drop the knees, keep moving. Keep the elbows nice and close to the body as you do these push-ups. Woo! Saved by the bell. All right, so the next movement is gonna take a little coordination. We're gonna practice, that's how we're gonna get better. So I'm gonna start off in the same beast position. I'm gonna lift opposite arm, opposite leg. So that's kind of the first concept that you need to work on. Don't feel bad if you need to stay here. Now, the second thing that I need to understand is cross, meaning I touch my wrist to my knee, and then I'm just gonna rotate all the way around. From here, I'm going to just take my cross, my knee to my elbow. I'm just gonna rotate back. I'll make sure that I stack my shoulders over my wrist, and then I'm just gonna go opposite, switch it under, and then same thing, make sure my shoulders are in a good position, spine is nice and long, and then I'm just gonna shift back where I came from. So it's this cross body, rotate, make sure the spine is nice and long, shoulder blade is pinching and nice and active here, and then I'm just gonna roll, transitioning from side to side, not lifting the hips up yet or anything like that, just focusing on shifting from right side to left. All right, now this last movement, we're gonna start off in this extended position. The arms are gonna be behind me, and I'm gonna have one hand in the air. So I wanna make my spine nice and long, take one hand in the air, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reach my hand while driving my hips towards the roof. And then I'm just gonna come down. Again, I transition, trying not to touch my hips on the floor, and then I'm just gonna shift to the opposite side. And I'm just transitioning, left side, right side, right side, left side. So I wanna keep my heels flat on the ground. I wanna make sure that I'm driving my hips past my knees. And I'm also driving my knees nice and wide. And then I'm just moving for 1 minute. Rotational crab reach. Woo! All right, so now we're gonna take that whole flow, combine it into one, and we're gonna do 3 total rounds. Starting off with the beast squat plus beast push-up. 1 minute, guys. Now again, keeping the arms straight when I press back, making sure the elbows don't drop back. This is the common error. So this will make the push-up super easy. We want to avoid that, even if you gotta touch the knees, just so you can get that chin to travel. That's the key. Make sure that I'm wrapping the elbows close to the body. I'm getting kind of tired now. We got 30 seconds. I'm gonna keep moving, so I'm gonna drop the knees on the floor. We're getting after it. This is what we warmed up for. This is the workout of the day. If you need to push pause and join us in a couple minutes, that's all good. Do your best. Forget the rest. We got 5 seconds. I'm gonna keep moving. All right. It only gave us about 10 seconds to transition here. If you need longer, push the pause button. From here, I'm gonna lift the knees up, cross body, under switch. Big reach, all the way up to the top. Big reach, all the way up to the top. Big reach. So now we're just working on taking this second movement here and combining it all together. So under switch, big reach. Under switch, big reach. Now I'm always making sure that I'm rotating this shoulder and I'm pinching this shoulder back and down. And I'm just trying to make sure that I reach my hand as far away from my other hand as possible. Now, like I said, make sure that when we get to this beast, we're not back here. We want to be leaning over the wrist. Stay with me, guys. 1 minute. All right, last set coming at you. This time we're gonna combine all of it all together from beginning to end Stay with me. Beast press back. Right into the push-up. Cross body. Right into the reach. Going right back into that beast squat. Push-up. Cross body, opposite side now. And then we're just keeping this slow moving. If you forget to move, don't worry. It's all good. Just keep moving. And I'm making sure that if I need to, I just use a modification. Or if I get lost, I just go right back to the beginning. And I'm just moving between all of these movements for 1 minute. Stay with me, guys. Woo! All right. So thanks for joining me for today's upper body strength workout. I hope you guys enjoyed that. We're just gonna cool it down now. I'm gonna start off with some basic child's pose press backs. So you'll notice that my knees are kneeling. My fingertips are overhead. Then I'm just gonna take a big inhale, big exhale, and I'm just gonna lower down. Now my goal here is to make sure that I'm pressing my chest into the ground and then I'm creating a big arch. So I'll take a big inhale, big exhale. See if I can get any lower. Trying to drive the chin, not the forehead, into the ground. Keeping the hips as high as possible. And I'll just come right back up. I'll pop up onto my fingertips. And I'll do the same thing. Big inhale, big exhale. And by popping up onto the fingertips, I should have just a little bit extra room. Big inhale, big exhale. One last rep. Chin tall, spine long, straight arms. Awesome. I'll just kind of sink all the way back. One last inhale, one last exhale. All right, guys. Woo! Hope you guys enjoyed that. See you guys for next session.